greet between the pawn and store. Before we get into it, number one, you guys remember to hit that subscribe button. Most importantly, check out Bong Water Beverage Company. Bong Water Beverage is a THC-infused drink available in Minnesota, Oklahoma, Missouri, Kansas, parts of Texas, parts of Wisconsin. You must be 21 or older to consume in Minnesota. They have a special blending process that hits you fast, unlike other edibles. They have gluten-free options. They have sugar-free options. Check it out, Bong Water Beverage Company. There's a link in the video description. If they're not in your state yet, check out to see if they're going to be coming soon, because they are expanding and expanding fast. So again, Bong Water Beverage Company. Remember, you guys, don't hit the bong, drink the water. Bong water. And with that, let's get into a great video. Got these in stock finally. By the time you guys are watching these might be sold out. I had to massively raise the price on these because one person was like, how much money? Just how much? I'll pay you what you want. I was like, 400? Okay. So these are now $3.99 on my website. This is what's going on right now. We got 2, 4, 5 of them. It's been a while. It's been over 2 months since I had the last pour, but I didn't talk about it, you guys. Let's talk all about DB Cooper. This is one of my favorite stories in true crime ever. So what is the DB Cooper case? Well, it took place November 24th, 1971. Northwest Orient Airlines Flight 305 had an unusual passenger on board, a man who called himself Dan Cooper. This was supposed to be a short flight, 30 minutes, and just shortly after takeoff, Dan approached one of the stewardesses, flight attendant, whatever you want to call them. They're called stewardesses back then. Dan handed a note to the flight attendant. It said he had a bomb. Now, Dan, after showing her the note, showed her a briefcase that had a bunch of wires. It looked like it had dynamite in it, so obviously it looked like he meant business. Now, back then, you guys, hijackings were really common. Like hippies that hated capitalism wanted to like fight the man and take some people on a hijack, take them to Cuba, yeah, liberate. You know, it's just like a bunch of like stupid hippies like doing like violent. Like 9/11 completely changed the game of hijacking, because this was, you know, you got hijacked back then. You sure didn't think you were gonna die. All you thought was gonna happen was you're gonna get a weird trip to Cuba you didn't ask for. This is a commonplace thing. There's a lot of hijackings happening back then. So scary to see a bomb, but it's not like the most unreasonable thing these people have ever seen because it was so commonplace. Timesuck covered the DB Cooper episode. I would strongly recommend listening to it. It's part of why I chose this after listening to it. There's a stat on hijackings in the 1970s, and it was like your plane's delayed. It was like that common. Anyway, so Dan shows the flight attendant the briefcase and shows her the note. He wants $200,000 in unmarked 20s. He also wants 4 parachutes, 2 primary, 2 reserve, and he wants a fuel truck standing by in Seattle ready to refill the plane because he wants to turn around and take everyone to Mexico City. So the plane lands in Seattle. Cooper releases 36 of the people on board. He keeps the crew, or most of the crew, and he does this only when his demands are met. He gets the money, he gets the parachutes, they take off. He instructs them to fly at a low altitude as to stay off radar. And somewhere over the rugged wilderness of the Pacific Northwest, he makes his way to the back of the plane, didn't really say anything, and the pilots feel the door open. They feel somebody jump. They felt him jump out of this plane. Now, where exactly he jumped, they don't know. They weren't sure. They thought it was over Reno, but we'll talk in a minute about why there's some information that might contradict that. Now, immediately, the FBI launched an extensive manhunt. They ripped the Pacific Northwest apart looking for this guy. Never found him. Not a trace, not a hint, nothing. They're flying so low, the weather, the conditions were so bad, it is thought that he died, but there's some information that contradicts this. Now, let's kind of talk a little bit about what happened in the aftermath. So, this is the most infuriating fact. The FBI put an SR-71 Blackbird in the air to retrace the flight path to try and find him. He's still $200,000 that was insured. Adjusted for inflation, $200K is about $1.55 million now. Now, to get an SR-71 in the air, this is not a cheap aircraft. If you don't know anything about it, it's the super duper supersonic plane that the X-Men use. The SR-71 consumes a special kind of fuel known as JP7. Not only that, these things broke a lot. They don't use them anymore for a reason. To get an SR-77 in the air, rough cost of operation per hour was around $85,000, and that's just to get it in the air. They spent more money with the incredible piece of technology, and they didn't find anything. So why didn't they find him? Well, the guy was a genius. I mean, obviously the guy really knew what he was doing. I'm not gonna go down the rabbit hole of all the different theories as to who he could have been. There's a few clues that are very important about the way that he committed his crime that indicate potentially who his identity was. I think he's former special forces from Vietnam. He knew how to jump. He knew how to do high altitude stuff. He seemed to be very, very familiar with the anatomy of a plane. through and through. Because of this case, they actually installed what are known as Cooper vanes on aircraft. It makes it so you can't jump out of them anymore. They literally changed the design of planes because of this guy. He also, from the air, had knowledge of some military bases, and he was calm and polite. Everyone noted this guy was nice. Not nice, he got a bomb, but very professional and cool. That to me screams confident man who has killed people and knows what the he's doing. That's special forces for you. It's gotta be. Of the 10,000 ransom notes given to him, all $20 bills, 10,000 $20 bills, they didn't find any until 1980. A bunch of really, really decomposed ones turned up at the Columbia River, which is nowhere near where they thought he was. Side note, I'm trying to get one. I really want to get one here for my store. They're about low end 5,000. There's only a few of them out there. But this threw off everything. And outside of that, the money's never been found. Never turned up in circulation, not a single bill. The FBI officially ended the case or declared it, they stopped looking in 2016. All leads had dried up. It had been almost 50 years. They got nothing to go on. And since then, because this crime is so sensational, the fact that he got away with it, that he was so brazen, that he was so cool, that it's literally a movie. There's a lot of pop culture about him. Everything from books to being on FBI's Most Wanted, comic books, just a huge staple on pop culture and crime. This is also the only instance of air piracy that has never been solved by the FBI. These bars are on my website. I might have sold out already by the time you guys are watching this, because this is probably 2 weeks too late. I was charging $250, and then somebody said, how much money do you want? Reserve one. So I said 400. He said, okay. So now the price is 4. Check them out. I don't know who criminal number 3 is going to be yet. It's going to be a woman. I have a few in mind, actually. Final thing I want to add, there's a ton of people who have confessed to being him on their deathbeds. Now, I only bring that up. How sad is your life? Best way you can summarize your life at the end of it is to make up a lie about something you didn't do. That to me is just so pathetic and sad. Yes, check out those DB Cooper bars on pawnmanstore.com, along with many other great items like this Rolex. Can I help you?
I got a bunch of stuff.
You got something to sell? Oh, a bunch of stuff indeed.
I like your videos.
Oh, well, thank you. I'll grab your button before you go. Okay. All right, so we have an Air Mint 8 IP Master Designer, Thomas Cleveland signed this and this. I personally hate it when government officials sign coins. It defeats you represent the people. You're not supposed to be a celebrity. Reagan Boomer. So mix of some silver, some not silver coins. $40 in this pile right here.
Is that silver?
These are silver. These pieces are here, yeah.
Okay.
These are a mix of 500 and 800 silver. These are not. Here, I'll put the silver ones right here. Non-silver, here you go.
How did you know that was $40 at silver?
That's just what I buy it at, because I do this all day. As you know, because you watch the videos. Not to be a smart ass.
No, you're smart.
See? You hear that, Miss Wangenstein? You hear what he said? Bitch. Okay, the eagle here is $25.
Okay.
$20 here. I'll just do 45 across the board on these.
45, okay. I paid more than that.
I'm sure you did. Did you pay over 100?
Not quite.
That's not that bad. He will help you in just a moment. I'm going to just see this gentleman here.
Thank you for your time.
Absolutely, and then potentially I'll be able to swing back. Sir, can I help you?
That's awesome, isn't it?
Yeah. That is awesome. You got a $10, not kind of beat up though. Yeah, these are cool.
Is it something you'd be interested in?
Yeah, the price is right. Do you know what you want on these?
Pick one of them. If you were gonna pick one.
Probably about $100.
101. That way I feel like I made $1. That's what I've actually.
Oh, and I'll give you 105. Okay, what about Disney or Warner Brothers? Sorry.
It's $100.
Okay. All right. What do we want on these Geigers?
I don't know.
How about 42? On each of these.
With those two.
Okay. And then this is 5 ounces. How's 24 an ounce?
Yep.
Let me see that. This won't score right. This has been with.
That's legit.
You sure?
Positive.
Tell you what, I'll send it in for you for free. Make a gentleman's bet.
Roger that.
Okay. I want to make a video about this. I've never seen toning like this. This is expensive. This is real. I don't think this is real.
It's an $800 coin.
Because the toning here on the date, you see how it's standing out like that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you want, I can do a breath test. I can tell you if it's been cleaned.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't think this toning is real because you see the date here stands out like that. I f***ing never seen it. It looks like somebody colored it in with a Sharpie. So I'm gonna send this in for him for free. You guys see how that date right there, the toning is raised on the date? I'm very suspect of that. All you do for the breath test is you breathe on it. If there's a chemical that has been put on this coin, my breath, the heat from my breath, the condensation is gonna stick on the coin. It's not gonna come off. If it disappears, hasn't been cleaned. Yeah, that's been cleaned. You see how my breath is lingering on that coin? Let's try it again here on the reverse side. Yep, you see it's still lingering on that coin. Now, I might still be wrong. I don't think I am. We're sending this in anyway, so I'll let you guys know later. I'm not buying this coin. I'm just doing this because this guy's a good customer and he's done enough business with me where I'm gonna do him this one favor and send this in. But no, I'm pretty sure this has been cleaned. All right, what else? Oh, huh. Oh, it's cricket. I thought it was soccer. I was gonna say, one of my friends is a big soccer guy and I always get him soccer silver. Right. What do you want on this thing?
I gotta get 75 for that.
All right, fine. Rick and Morty?
Rick and Morty.
What? Huh. PF70 Ultra Cameo. You like Rick and Morty? Me? Yeah. Oh, I love Rick and Morty.
Oh, here, we got a Scrooge McDuck. I love that one.
It's me. That's what everybody on the internet thinks I am. How much you want on Scrooge?
That one there, $55.
55 deal.
I think we're
Think we're good?
yeah, I think we can.
Okay, 2810.
A few moments later.
So here we're looking at everything. The deal's finally done. Love that guy, but the deals always take a while because we always get chatting and such. So I bought one note. Most of the stuff is going on my Whatnot. By the time you guys are seeing this, it's probably sold. But do follow me on Whatnot. If you get Whatnot using my code, there's a link in the video description where that Linktree link is. Just download the app with my code. You get a free 15 bucks. Scrooge was a hell of a buy. They minted 1,947 of these, the year of Scrooge McDuck. So these are going in my collection, and then we're selling the rest. And for $2,810, I bet I'll make about 500 bucks. Once again, you guys, I want to thank our episode sponsor, Bong Water Beverage Company. Is a THC-infused drink available in Minnesota, Oklahoma, Missouri, Kansas, parts of Texas, and parts of Wisconsin. I can't recommend it enough. In Minnesota, you must be 21 or older to consume. Check out your local suppliers, see if it's in your state or if they're coming. I'll tell you guys, they're not coming to Colorado anytime soon. I asked them because I've been getting asked that. I can't sell that product because I can't sell a THC product. Surely this makes sense why I can't, but they do sponsor me, and I strongly recommend checking them out. If you're here in Minnesota, get it at Clown Glass in Uptown. That's where I get it. I really like Clown Glass. I'm friendly with the owner. So that's where I get it in Minnesota, but again, available in those states. Wonderful drink. It has a special fast blending process that hits you fast, so when you consume it, you're enjoying it within about 10 minutes. Other edibles take hours, not this stuff. So check out Bong Water Beverage Company. Link in the video description to learn more information about the product. And with that, what's going on, you guys? We're Between the Paw. I'm Evan. He's shaking these titties. How's my week been? I've had a pretty interesting week. Actually, you guys might have noticed I actually had my first gap week. Well, I do at the end of the year, I do a gap week, and I've never missed a video, and I missed one last week, and that's because I'm just overwhelmed. Like I got so much going on. Something had to go on the cutting block for time. Sorry, but the YouTube video is what made sense because this takes the most amount of time and I make the least amount of money on this, and this is a business. And it was unfortunate, but it really speaks to the point that I've tried to drive home of like, I'm struggling, I need help, I need Patreon support. I don't like begging for money, I like earning my shit, but the fact is I'm having a hard time and I'm spending a lot of time and money educating and entertaining people for free. So if you want to support me, great way to do it. Link in the video description below, that Linktree link. This will be out on the normal day. I'm gonna try and go back to Thursdays. I know I said I was gonna do it last video. It's just, boy, it's not enough hours in a day. Ha! Jesus Christ. So what have I been up to? Well, I had a business trip in New York City. It went very well. Can't talk about who I met with because there's some stuff in the air, but it's way in the air. Nothing will come to fruition probably for about a year, if anything does, of my trip out there. But it was great to see my friend Robert and Benji. Love going out there. Some of you guys might have seen, I almost missed my flight. I've never missed a flight. Saturday night, got home at like 9 p.m. after being here, all day. And I had a show, a Whatnot auction. So I went to the liquor store, because if you watch my auctions, I'm a drunk. Got back, did the auction, got drunk, couldn't sleep, slept a little bit, and at like 5 a.m. I just was like, this, I'm gonna just get up and start packing, because my flight was like kind of early. Got all packed, and boy, where's my wallet? I ripped my apartment apart. Ripped it apart for over an hour looking. So I thought, well, I don't have a wallet. How the hell am I gonna get this plane? Oh, I got a passport. And then I spent another hour trying to find my passport. And it's like, I got minutes to go to find it and get going. I come running back here to the store at like 6:45 in the morning on a Sunday, look all over. I thought maybe it was like in one of my safes here. Nope, get back in the car, go back to my apartment. And it's like, hey, I walk back in and said to my girlfriend, I got 5 minutes to find my passport or I'm not going, I'm screwed. I can't go on this trip. With like seconds to spare. Found it. Called an Uber, laid $40 down. I go, $40. I got $8.45 right now. If you get me to the airport in 15 minutes, 9 on the dot, $40 tip. Every minute you're late is $4 off your tip. He got me there at 9:01 and some change. My God, that guy drove fast. And I was like, just keep the whole thing, man. Cool. So I made my flight narrowly and I made it to New York, but oh my God, that was so stressful and annoying. And I was like running on, I got into like this weird funk. I mentioned this before. I've like things where like I can't sleep, but like I got on the plane and I thought, I'm so tired. I don't care if it crashes. And I just went like that. And I woke up as we landed. So New York was fun. I had, some business stuff I did there. Also, I went to this really intense, sketchy Russian bathhouse, which is like, you basically walk down this like back alley in Manhattan and there's like a steep staircase and you go down into it. And then there's just this massive complex underground. It was a lot of fun and it was pretty sketchy. Where it gets interesting though, is on my way back from New York, I stopped in Chicago because the Consulate General of the People's Republic of China in Chicago wanted to meet me. That was the thing I was telling you about. I'm gonna be a guest of honor. To be frank, made me a little nervous going, just given all the controversy and all the shit that has been going on in geopolitics. And like, I don't want to go near this stuff, but my God, the guy gave me a $1 million gift. He invited me to his party. What am I supposed to do? Say no? So showed up, he gave a speech. It was cool when I showed up. There was a huge line to get in, and the embassy people, as soon as they saw me, they went running up. They're like, Mr. Kale, come up. And I just like bypassed the whole line and they ushered me right up to him. I have a really intense handshake. And I do the Trump thing where sometimes, especially if I'm excited to meet you, I subconsciously try to dominate the handshake, and I do it by, well, just look at the picture. So I didn't stay there for very long. I was there for about an hour, listened to a couple speeches and, but yeah, it was a nice experience. It was great to actually meet the guy, get a picture with somebody that important. What did I say to him? I made him laugh. I said, sir, it is the most Minnesotan thing to give a thank you for a thank you, but thank you for your thank you. I can't tell you how much your thank you note meant to me. I have it framed in my store, and the gift you gave me literally brought me to tears. And what did I say to him? I said, doing the right thing knows no border. I didn't do this for country or for anything. I did it because it was just the right thing to do. So he seemed to appreciate that. I'm so excited to announce, we have a subscription service for premium silver bullion. It is a monthly subscription service. If I remember right, it's $99. You get 1 ounce of silver. It's a fancy ounce of silver. I handpick it myself. $99 to join the annual club or the monthly club. Or otherwise, if you want to do a one-time purchase, it's I think $110. Satisfaction guaranteed. Don't like it, send it back. It's going to be something, it'll either be graded or it'll be something that's just like ungodly rare and like hard to find. And you're going to get that 1 ounce of silver. You don't know what you're getting, but it is my Pawn Man subscription service. As of right now, everybody's going to be getting something different. I might do it. Everybody gets the same thing if I get a lot of people, but I just don't know because, this is like hard to find silver. So I don't know if I'll be able to find the quantity that I need. Check that out on pawnmanstore.com. And I've said this so many times, but like, please don't send me emails or messages or trying to haggle with me. The price online, that is what I want to sell it for. It's just a better way for me to do so. So check out pawnmanstore.com, get that Pawn Man subscription. And with that, I guess let's get into the questions so I can get out of here because it is 7:35 on a Monday. All right, question 1 coming in from Silver Skater 108 says, hey Pawn Man, love your channel. Thanks for subscribing. Question, what do you think of video games? Do you have any interest in flipping those? Love you, brother. Hope to visit someday. Well, one, you guys, my store, come on by my store. I love it when people come by. Just please, for the love of God, don't stay an hour. There've been a few people. It's like, hey, you gonna buy something or what? Hope to see you someday. As far as video games go, I actually started playing video games again. Okay, interest in flipping games. I almost never make money on video games when I buy them. It's kind of like the problem with shoes. People know what they're worth. If you're a video game head, you have an old game, you're not some boob that's just willing to part with it for whatever. You know what it's worth. You're gonna go back and forth with me, and you're gonna want a price that I probably can't make money on. Maybe about a year ago, it was actually here on YouTube. I bought an Atari. I paid $250, and my God, the Atari didn't work. I got hosed on. I think I got $50 on the whole deal. So I don't really buy video games that much. If you're selling, you want to offload something, I'm down to buy it. But like I said in a previous video, I am restricting what I'm buying, and I just don't make a lot of money in the video game space. All right, question 2 coming from Talhoff says, 3 advice you'd give your past self. Listen to others. When you have everybody telling you that something is a bad idea, it is probably a bad idea. Mainly I'm thinking screenwriting. Everybody told me that was crazy and stupid and I was never gonna make it. And I was just like, yes, I am. You just don't believe in me. And I was like, no, they were right. That's a bad way to make money. And boy, I will say, just given what I've learned coming out of Hollywood with the writer's strike, how the studios are paying the writers, my God, I would actually still be poor even if I'd made it as a writer. Like, it would not have been ideal. Don't fill your store up with a bunch of to just have case fillers. That's a total waste of money. I've said this before, but when I opened the store up, I wasted 10 grand on antiques and just to populate the store with stuff so I didn't have an empty store. And yeah, I could have used that money elsewhere. That's a dumb idea. Third piece of advice I would give my past self: get those Legos away from mom, get them in a bag, and take them with you like the Beanie Babies. I love my mother, but Jesus Christ, you guys, I bet she threw out 20 grand worth of Legos. I want to get into it. I'm not mad about it anymore, but I was pretty pissed when I found out about that a few years ago. All right, question 3. Guilty on all charges. Sentencing. Judge says, worst case I've ever seen on the bench. Your crimes are horrific. Anything you might want to add? Said ya. Your Honor. You forgot a charge. Child labor. I made the little bastard dig his own grave, too. Think of much, gal. Says, Jesus Christ. Say, you guys, please watch the compilation. We're gonna do another one. These are gonna get worse. They're not going away. They're only gonna get worse. And if you don't like it, stick it up your ass. Take some pictures, and then maybe Tickle Monster Gal actually might be interested in those. Tickle Monster Gal says, what is your favorite time of the year? Summer, because I live in Minnesota. And I like actually right now, I really like, I don't like the getting dark bullshit early. Well, I do like it because I like going running at night. It means I can go running earlier. I do run during the day, but I much prefer running at night. The winters here, though, are really, really, really hard, and climate change is making it worse. The winters here are way, way worse than when I was a kid. Like, way more extreme. Once it gets cold, I adapt and it's fine, and then I like the winter. But then after the holidays, like after New Year's Day, it's like, hey, the cute factor of the snow is worn off. Are we done yet? Can we get to spring? And then it's like, 4 more months. F you, sometimes 5. So I treasure the summers here. I love the summer. I have pretty bad seasonal affective disorder, and it's a totally different mindset, my day-to-day, just how I conduct myself, how I am, my thoughts, my emotions in the winter versus the summer. Like February, I am miserable in February. End of January, February, the whole month of February, I hate it. Favorite month? Honestly, it's probably May, like right as it's starting to get really nice. Everything is blooming. All right, question 4. Skyski says, is buying from your stores as good as Patreon? Well, it's both good, but why do you become a Patreon? Because you know and understand how hard this is for me, how much I'm struggling, the fact that I'm literally losing money on this every month. I am the only guy I know with a following this big that is not making money, and I don't know what the I'm doing wrong, because I'm reposting on everything, but just these social media companies. YouTube, this is the only thing that pays you well, and now I'm posting these videos on Facebook because it's so hard to grow here on YouTube. So if you want to support me, like what I do, $1 a month makes a difference to me. If I had 700 people giving me $1 a month, and there's millions of you guys, if I had 700 giving me $1 a month, I wouldn't be losing money on social media. Patreon, you guys, there's a link in the video description. You get early access to these videos. You get the uncensored ones, so they're a little bit longer. They're about 5 minutes longer. You get the swearing, and you get to see them a few days before everyone else. So yeah, help me. And then last question, Pato Swag says, what is your favorite piece of art you have in your store? Well, I have a few that I'm really particular that I like all the art I have in my store. There's a few pieces I don't like. Okay, so my favorites, I would say the doll green with the wolves. That's also really expensive. The doll green with the wolves watching the deer swim away, because that's literally what happens when somebody walks out. They don't take my offer and they walk out to go shop it. It's kind of like that. The smiling clown, because it's me. I've actually had people, recently I had an offer for $1,000. I turned it down. I'm kind of attached to it. If you offer me a you price, I'll sell it. 1,000 wasn't quite enough. The Jose Trujillo of the eagle with the American flag, because America, and I like that eagle. It's like, what? You need a store like this. I got an American flag now, but you need an eagle somewhere, and I didn't have one. 2 more. The Japanese piece is also very expensive. I bought that from an antique store. The guy didn't know what he had. It's from Japan from the 1850s probably, or 60s. It's worth a couple thousand. So I really like that. And then finally, the Hindenburg. The Hindenburg took my breath away when I found it online, and I was like, oh. And that's when I tried to haggle with the guy, and the guy wouldn't budge, and I said, F it, and I just paid the full price because I wanted it so bad. So those are my favorite art pieces. All right, you guys, well, with that, that'll do it for this Between the Pond. Once again, thank you, Blongwater Beverage Company. Check them out if you're in Minnesota, Oklahoma, Missouri, Kansas, parts of Texas, parts of Wisconsin. It's a THC-infused drink. Link in the video description. If you guys like this video, number 1, Post your comments in the question section so I have more to answer in the next Between the Pawn. 2, please subscribe to this channel, share these videos. If you want to support me, you like what I do, again, become a Patreon. $1 a month gets you access. It really does matter. It does add up. If I had enough people helping me, I would be less stressed. Check out my books, get them on Amazon, follow me on Whatnot, watch my auctions, and I will see you guys back here for another great Between the Pawn. Again, thank you, Bongwater, and thank you guys.